Hi, everybody. Sometimes it's just plain hidden. You just don't know. I've got a big one. So, things can be hidden for years. Things can be hidden for decades. In this inner work, we are gently, playfully, sometimes turbulently, sometimes forcefully. Let's see how many of my gene keys I can get in here. Sometimes superficially, sometimes with great exhaustion. We are searching for those parts of us that are making our lives spicy in a not so wonderful way. Spicy can be fun, but spicy can also be a really annoying, unbecoming habit. And that is what had happened to me. So I have talked about this before. I have these sons of my husband there. When I came into my husband's life, they were grown, all right, just as my sons are grown. So they are my husband's sons. Okay. I have been struggling. I have been excavating. I have been consciously aware of a pattern of wanting to minimize these kids, wanting to put them down, wanting to make them dominate them in a sense by putting them on a hierarchy where my kids are better than his, or I'm better than his kids, or you name it. Now, it's very subtle. I don't even think if you asked my husband, he would be aware that I'm doing it. But I feel it. And I feel this sense of wanting to gossip about his kids, about it wanting to, tear them down, about wanting to make them less than in his life. So I've come at this from a number of different angles. One is just giving myself the grace that this is happening and it's unbecoming and I don't like this behavior and I need to bring compassionate conversation into my life with my husband whenever I speak about his sons. And that has been working pretty well. And so, I've been making progress in this. And we are now in our devoted container, which is a group of these 13 women who are together going through the golden path. And we are in the sphere of the attraction sphere. And my gene key here is gene key 45. Now, Haley speaks about this just like Richard speaks about this, and any of Richard's teachings about the attraction sphere, you will hear about drama to dharma. So the choice here in this attraction sphere is when you have attracted in learnings, you've attracted in these occurrences in your life in order to learn more about who you are and to grow your own goddess within. You then have a choice. You've attracted this in. You have a choice then. Are you going to treat this teaching as a drama in your life and keep it sort of on the surface and let it keep looping around over and over again? Or are you going to choose the path of Dharma, which is learn from what is being presented to you? So because the Venus sequence, which this attraction sphere is within, is all about relationships, I'm, of course, using my relationship with my husband, and the biggest issue that I have is with his sons. So it's a perfect time to look at it yet again from another lens or another way of looking at it. Where am I using my own dominance Or where could I use synergy, the gift, here in this relationship? What I have uncovered in just the last few days is that there has been something so hidden from me all along, which is when you do choose Dharma, meeting your destiny head on, going into the unknown, what is it presenting to me here? You have to accept what it is presented to you. I had thought that I had accepted this situation. I accepted that I personally was making his sons the quote enemy and trying to put them down in his eyes, my husband's eyes. I had accepted that part. I was doing that. How do I then, solve that? And then I realized when I'm working with this gene key of 45, the dilemma is insecurity. Okay, so where am I feeling insecure in this situation? I must be feeling insecure if I'm trying to place these kids on a hierarchy where I'm better than them. I mean, we're talking shadows here, and this is very unbecoming behavior, and I don't like admitting it, and it's still true. And, so that was one level of accepting. And today I recognized I have never accepted the actual dynamic that has been with us, my husband and I, since I got together with him, which is his sons are his sons, and they are going to be around all the time. Whether they live with us or not, they are going to be with us the rest of our life. Somehow I never have accepted that. I am still, this is brand new to me, so I'm still exploring, where did that come from, and why I have made these assumptions that these are grown kids. They will, just like my sons did, they will move away, get their own lives, stop interacting in our lives on a daily basis. Okay, that's what my assumption was when I married my husband. That has not come to pass. This is what I wanted. This was my desire nature. I desire to have my husband all to myself. That's very much the line 2 in my radiance and purpose. This line 2 shadow even of, this possessiveness. I just want him to myself. He's retired. I'm retired. I want to get rid of kids. I don't want them around except when we invite them over, right? That has not occurred. They have come to stay. 2 of them live on the ranch with us. One of them calls and talks to his dad every day. They are very involved with their dad. And I have never accepted that. And when, no wonder I want to keep putting them down and separate them from him, because I am not allowing what is. I'm looking right now at a quote that Haley gave me. True ease is to be with what is. My Dharma is staring me right in the face. This Dharma that maybe I didn't want it, maybe I didn't ask for it, and it is what it is. I am married to a man who is deeply in love with his sons, deeply loves being a father, deeply cares for his kids in the best way he knows how, even if I differ in the way I think kids should be raised. They're not my kids. I've raised my boys, right? He's still raising his boys in his way. And I married this man. And one of the reasons I married him and love him is for this incredibly generous nature and this way of bringing all these beautiful people into his life, including his sons. And I've just never accepted that this would be the side effect of my husband's beautiful nature, where his life's work is intimacy. He wants to be intimate. I have come to accept that he's going to rent out 2 spaces on our property to people who he's also adopted, so to speak. Yes, they pay us money, which is needed to maybe help this ranch run well. But my husband loves to collect stray people, strays who need someone to give them a helping hand at certain points in their life. And as a result, my husband gets help from these friends. And so I've accepted that because there seems to be a reciprocal nature involved with this. Both of the men and their families who live here on the ranch are really helpful and really help Tim in all of his projects and are just very nice people to have around. His sons, of course, are his sons. They are somewhere in that growing place where they're trying to differentiate from their dad. So don't listen to him. Don't respect him as much as I personally would like to see him respected. But you see, it's not my karma. It's not my dharma there. That is a Tim problem, not a Megan problem. So these boys, these young men, because they're men, all of them are in their 30s, and Tim is the one steady, stable influence in their life. He is their son, so to speak, what they revolve around at this point. And me not accepting that puts me actually out into the cold, separates me from this family, So this is all very new for me, and it's exploring this difference between looking at things from a dominant, for Gene Key 45, a dominant place of it's me against the world. There's that. It's my Gene Key. It's my line 2, which is I want a marriage with one other person, not a family. I didn't marry a family. It's looking at that. It's bringing in this competition of the Gene Key 45 as well. I always feel like, am I competing with his boys? And yet, if I can shift that and start looking at it through this synergistic viewpoint of this beautiful Gene Key of 45, I am sure that I can find all sorts of beautiful expressions of synergy that we can look forward to as a group of people living on this property. Okay. So, I need to trust, I need to accept. What I find fascinating is how hidden this has been for me, that I have not understood, that I haven't for this whole time. What are we going into? We were married it's been 13, 14 years I've been with this man. And I'm just now realizing that I have never accepted him as a man who loves his life with his sons in his life. And my own desire nature of wanting more of Tim and less of them, more intimacy just with Tim, not with his sons, those are all my desires. And those desires are getting in the way of allowing a synergy to come forth and bear fruit from this group of people we have living here on the ranch. We have two families who are renting property, renting a place for themselves to live. We have two of Tim's sons here on this property. His third son is in California, talks to him daily. We have Tim himself, who's dealing with his own issues of health problems and aging and learning how to navigate life with grown sons who maybe aren't as grown up as he thought maybe they were. And how does he deal with that? But that's, again, his Dharma. This is my Dharma. My Dharma is to love. I love my husband. Am I going to leave him because he's got sons on the property? Hell no. That's one of the reasons I love him, is that open heart. Do I have a lot to learn about more of a communal living situation? Yes. Did you see the hesitation? Yes, yes, yes. How we resist our own Dharma. And this attraction sphere is just such a little core place of these chronic loops. So this has been a chronic loop since I met him, since I moved in with my husband. This has been a chronic loop. His kids, and I am so glad I'm seeing this. And for all I know, there's something else hidden beneath this that I will find. And I just have to be patient as I work through what I can see at any given moment. And, I just like that I am now self-loving enough to just be able to keep on looking. Keep on looking and trusting that cracking this is a big thing. If I can come to a sense of equilibrium, one of my words for the year is equilibrium. If I can come to an equilibrium around this and to really accept that this is what is in front of me, this is, no matter what my personal desire nature is. In truth, all desires come, this is like a great paradox for you. All desires come from that place of wishing to have unity once again. We were wrenched from unity once. We have been seeking it ever since. All of the desires on this whole earth can be whittled down to we wish unity again. And here I am in the midst of this desire nature wanting to separate, wanting to get rid of the kids, right? Instead of thinking in a sense of unity, which would then bring, when I am able to be at peace with this, I will be able to bring in more and more and more of my gift of synergy and communion. So I need to face the drama that I've been creating, which is all based in a fear of insecurity and, wanting my own desires to be born, my own desire to be alone with my husband, to be born. Now, that doesn't mean I can't put boundaries up. I can say, okay, Nick, you can't use the bathroom between this time and this time because that's the time that Tim and I like to be cozy and cuddly. I could put up boundaries. I've never had a problem with that idea. I could. They don't even interrupt us very much. It's all a very... It's all a me problem. It's my struggle between this dominance and this shadow of wanting my own desires and wanting me to be the one who says what's going on and me to be right and me to win, when what's really being put into my face is this relax into synergy, which then allows the true me to be born and to be part of a much larger, more communal space. But there, it's a struggle in my DNA. And, I can trust that eventually I will get there. It will happen. And this is just the next step, looking at this hidden place. So, I just want to share that today because it was so powerful when I finally recognized it. I just need to accept what is. And what is that Tim loves his sons. Does he, can I give him the grace to just love and be around his sons for the next however many years he has left? He's in his mid-70s. We don't even know how many more years he has left. Wouldn't it be a beautiful gift if this is the time when the sons remember being with their dad? That's a beautiful thing, So anyway, thank you very much for listening, and I bet you learned a lot more about Gene Key 45 and the attraction sphere than you ever wanted to know. But thank you for being with me, and bye-bye.